If your husband or wife work in the emergency room overnight, chances of them cheating on you is very high. Let me do a quick story time before I clock in. Most doctors and nurses sleep with each other overnight, and they really love the surgeons too. I never knew they had little one-bedroom apartments in hospitals until I started working there. I mean, almost every night, there's a nurse being caught sleeping with a doctor, and they don't get in trouble either. And to make matters worse, majority of them is married. And if it's usually the doctors that's married, but the little young nurses that come in with their tight scrubs on,
Right.
they be sleeping with y'all husband.
Okay, so here's the thing. I saw this video and I thought to myself, two things. This could be some type of a satire video, right? Like maybe it's fake. If it's real, I was like, you're about to lose your job. You know, people get online and they'll share stories about their workplace. And then the next video you see them post. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny that people lose their job. I'm just surprised a lot of people don't understand that a lot of these workplaces do not like you talking about your job while you work. Guys, I did this. I did this exact same thing before I did content full time. I would go into my car and like record videos. You can look back in the past from videos when I first started. I was usually on lunch break. With that being said, she says most doctors and nurses cheat. I don't know about that. We do though, however, know that certain professions have higher chances of infidelity. And that is true based on a video that I covered a while back. Nurses did fall into that category. Now, we're not going to get into that quite yet. Watch this story play out. It's interesting. But guys, keep watching because I think this guy's kind of wild.
The nurses even be sleeping with the housekeepers, but the doctors don't touch the housekeepers because I guess they too good for all that.
Right.
So if your husband or your wife work in the emergency room overnight, y'all might want to check those emails and text messages because they be in there up to no good. And if your wife wear the tightest scrub she can find on the rack every night to work, she's definitely cheating with a doctor.
All right. So what she said there, she said emergency room. That's interesting. Do they have apartments? I mean, that makes sense, right? That you would have some type of like place. Maybe if it's not a full apartment, it's probably like a place where you can rest. Because if you're doing, like I know firefighters do like 24-hour shifts. They have to have something where you can sleep. I don't know. I've never thought of that. Let's talk to our AI assistant, Miss Coffee. Miss Coffee, do emergency room buildings have apartments in them or some type of a room where the staff can sleep?
Emergency room or buildings typically do not have apartments or residential-style accommodations for staff. However, many hospitals, especially larger ones, have on-call rooms or sleep rooms for doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel who work long or overnight shifts.
Okay, that's probably what she was talking about.
These rooms are often simple, equipped with a bed, a small desk, and sometimes a private or shared bathroom.
All right. I guess you learn something new every day. Okay, so following that video, I see this video, right?
I wasn't expecting my last video to blow up like it did. If your husband or wife work in the emergency room overnight, chances of them cheating on you is very high. Let me do a quick story. One of the 3 nurses that's following me, and I'm almost sure it was Kate. Let me hold that thought until after my meeting at 3 o'clock. Let me do a quick little story time. One of them decided to send my video to HR, and my manager called me this morning demanding me to remove my video.
Damn.
I told her absolutely not. I did not disclose any names or locations, so why would I do that? Now I got a meeting at 3 o'clock. I'm here to tell them if they fire me or suspend me, I will be dropping first and last names.
Right.
Because ain't no way I got a meeting because I'm spreading awareness to the faithful husbands and wives out here that's not cheating. I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say on my page. They cannot take that away. This is something I experienced working there.
Right.
So what? Why can't I talk about it?
What do you guys think of this? So, as expected, I've seen this play out over and over again. You see somebody who come back from work and they'll share about experiences happening in their workplace. And within a couple of days, I'll see a follow-up video that says, oh, look, they fired me. I'm not saying she's wrong for necessarily doing this. I do, however, know that certain companies do have policies that try to make sure that they're able to moderate social media presence, especially if you have their uniform on for their company because they don't want you to misrepresent them, so on and so forth. So, of course, man, like check out these likes here, 66K plus likes, 300 plus comments, very high engagement. People had a lot to say about these. So check these out. These are coming from other people who stumbled on this video. This is the first video that we watched. This lady gives her own personal experience. She says, I work night in labor and delivery. Never heard of such behavior. This is disgusting to label all healthcare professionals like this. So I wasn't expecting that. Usually the top comment will be a top comment that somebody's kind of backing the person up. And this is where I stand. You know, you can probably find research that shows this, and I've talked about this before, that certain fields have more infidelity. But to just say like most doctors and nurses are cheating, I don't know, right? You'd have to have real data to make that concrete. Now it's okay for you to share your experience online about where you work. That's like when people get upset when I say women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. The only problem is that that's actually statistically true. Like that's an actual studied fact. You can only argue about why you think they do that and why you think more women should divorce their husbands and break up families, but you can't say that that's not true. Somebody else who says hospitals just like a warehouse. That's funny. Here's somebody else who says those nurses sleep with security as well. Here's somebody else who says, did you guys not watch Grey's Anatomy? Here's somebody else who says high STD rates also. Another person here says that's everywhere, lady. Police stations, fire departments, hospitals, factories, restaurants, construction sites, flight attendants, jail houses. It is more expected that somebody who cheats will typically cheat with a coworker. That's true. That's another stat, but that makes sense, right? Proximity. That's the person they spend the most time with. Here's somebody else who says, and cops that come in. I also know that that's true with law enforcement as far as like divorces and infidelity goes. Not most of them, but you know, you definitely have jobs where the chances of something happening are higher. Anyways, we're not done here. Then came a second video. Check this out. This one's captioned, "They let me go." All right.
Sorry for the late response, everyone. I needed time to process everything, take it in, and most importantly, speak to my attorney. They did let me go. They let me go because they said I have a large following and they did not want someone from the outside to come in and notice me and obviously know that this is the hospital that I'm talking about. They also told me if I release any names that I would be sued. Obviously, they seen my video before my meeting. I have so many followers. I lost track of everyone that's following me. I noticed the nurses was following me about 4 months ago, but I did not pay much attention to that or really didn't care. I've been receiving a lot of threats in my inbox, calling me snitches, saying they're happy I lost my job and I should have minded my business. Well, they made it my business when they brought it to the workplace. If they didn't bring it to work, it would not be my business. As far as them letting me go, I really don't care. I'm not a nurse, so I did not lose my license or anything like that. They just simply let me go.
That makes sense. That makes sense. She sounds like she's nothing to lose.
I did speak to my attorney and I do have a case, so I'll be moving forward with that. It's just exhausting being at work all night, watching husbands and wives cheat. Don't nobody want to see that. Keep it at home if that's what you want to do, or simply leave your union and go out and cheat all day.
Right.
It's as simple as that, but I'm not tripping on nothing. It is what it is. I was just telling y'all what goes on behind closed doors. I mean, take it or leave it.
Hey, she doesn't care. It's whatever. Listen, people do this all the time. They'll crash out over something they want to share. It sounds like it tugged at her, hit her personal spot. It is what it is. She doesn't care. You know, I told you guys I was a CNA caregiver for 10 years, you know, and doing that type of job, you work around a lot of nurses and also nursing assistants. My first job I had, I worked in it was like a surgical acute transitional extension of a hospital. And I've seen some stuff, but I would never, ever risk my job especially if I knew that at the end of the day, those people are going to do them at those hospitals or wherever it is I was working at the time. There was no point. Now, if maybe she wants a career in content creation, then she can pursue that. There is a second video here that I want to check out. Let's see, because people are upset about her getting fired. Let's read a few of these comments. Top comment says, glad you went and hired an attorney. Wrongful termination should be dealt with. So she might be able to actually get away with suing them if they actually don't have policy for this. At least that's what I believe. I'm not a professional here, guys, but I know there's certain people who I know who literally tell me, hey, I can't get on social media because I have to first approve it with the company that I work for. And not every company's okay with you getting on social media. Somebody else who says, it wasn't your business though. You were just thirsty for messy content. What do you guys think? Somebody responded back. Oh, she responded back. She says, wasn't nothing messy about near video I posted. My video I posted, I'm assuming that's supposed to say, what's messy is sleeping around at work. It's not illegal to tell the spouses privately. I guess people are like, hey, you should go talk to people privately. The nurses that reported it must be guilty. Somebody else who says, honestly, it wasn't your business. Here's somebody else who says, girl, F them folks. So everybody who's been cheated on is basically on her side, it looks like. And, it's not a good thing to be there. I'm not laughing at people for this. But people crash out, man. People online will let their jobs go up in flames based on the type of content that they make. Let's see. We have one more here. Let's see what people have to say.
The only people mad at me is cheating husbands and wives, the ones that backdoor their spouse every chance they get. Once you start doing inappropriate things at work, it's no longer your business. It's everyone's business. I can't believe there's a group of cheaters in my inbox and in my comments threatening me. And y'all keep saying I should have minded my business. Y'all always saying mind y'all business until it's y'all. And the thing that did it for me is when it was Caitlin's birthday, her husband got her edible arrangements, flowers, chocolate delivered to work, all while she's in a one-bedroom apartment doing Lord knows what with a doctor.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. And I'll be honest with you. I hope that husband finds out. That's insane. Did you guys hear that? She put a name out. She said when Caitlin, hold on.
Stop. And the thing that did it for me is when it was Caitlin's birthday, her husband got her edible arrangements, flowers, chocolate delivered to work, all while she's in a one-bedroom apartment doing Lord knows what with a doctor.
No, that's wild. So she witnessed a woman cheating with the doctor while the husband was sending her flowers and chocolate for her birthday. Listen, I'm just being honest with everybody. The medal for this, I guess, is I did the right thing. I told, cool. But, it sounds like she really didn't lose that much, a license. If you lost your nursing license off being messy like this, and then it affected your family and this and that, of course, that would be probably a bigger risk for her. She doesn't mind. She probably saw some really terrible things in there. That's hurtful. That's crazy.
Stop marrying people and wasting their time. Stop going to work, doing inappropriate things, and you won't have to worry about somebody like me that will air everything out. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you don't want to be married, get a divorce and live your life. Stop wasting people's time. Stop belittling your spouse when you think they won't find out. Stop being sneaky and keep it 100.
I can respect it. What I'm thinking is her next job's going to play her this video. Be like, hey, you going to do this over here too? It's easy to be somebody on the outside in, not think like a business owner. And you've got to think. You hire a bunch of messy employees and now your company's I'm not defending the cheaters here. I'm trying to think of why they would fire her for this instead of just saying, hey, what's going on? You guys are causing drama. Hey, we understand this is something you're uncomfortable with. Can you just not get out here and talk about it? you know. Here's somebody else who says, don't tell your story until your case is over. I'm not, sis. I'm staying quiet after this. So she's suing him. Hey, conclusion, I wish her the best. I think that's disgusting that there are a bunch of married nurses over there who are giving it up to doctors, you know? And we live in the day and age where now social media exists and people don't mind airing that out. TikTok, man, things move like wildfire when the story gets told.